Good thing your wife doesn't watch the show.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Crits&Knits, where I hit go and we finish conversations anyway.
Sorry. You'll never know what that was about.
Oh, look, Holloway is having pizza for dinner since it's C&K night.
Yay, pizza night.
Pizza night. Just pepperoni and cheese, right?
Oh, man, I have leftover pizza. I forgot about that. Well, I guess I know what I'm having for lunch tomorrow.
What is leftover pizza? What is that like? I have forgotten. With kids in the house, I have forgotten what leftover pizza looks like.
Well, I only know because my spouse does not like the same flavor as I do, so I have leftover pizza. He does not.
Oh, hello, Danny's mom, Andy.
Hello, everyone who is joining us.
Hello. Oh, hello, Darkin.
And the cheese pizza.
And the cheese pizza.
You know I love cheese.
I like pepperoni because I'm a basic bitch.
Your family is very aware that you love cheese, Greg.
Yes.
Yes.
And I do love a pepperoni pizza. On Mondays, we get the grocery store. It's a Harris Teeter here in North Carolina. They have $5 meal deals, different meal every day of the week except on the weekends. And on Mondays, it's a $5 large pizza. Normally a $12 pizza. $5, either cheese or pepperoni. And
fair enough.
you gotta call it in by 2 in the afternoon if you want it any time in the evening. And it is some of the best pizza I've had. And I mean, it's certainly the best $5 pizza I've ever had.
Hey, Danny, I have a question.
Yes.
Why does everybody get to have their names on screen and I just get to be Nalitha?
Oh, because we recorded the other day and I had to switch your name so that
it's fine. I mean, we can keep it like that. Nah, it's all good.
Fix it.
You don't need to fix it. It was just very funny. I look over and I'm like, oh, hello, Daddy Nalitha.
Yeah.
Let's fix.
No. Look at you getting fixed.
Right now.
We're fixing it, damn it.
Live.
How many E's are in Deebles?
Don't worry about it.
Like 7?
5.
There's not 7.
4?
22.
Or 3?
You got
I love numbers. 12.
4.
8. 6.
There we go. We fixed you.
It won't be like that forever. So
What, fixed?
it won't be Deebles.
Oh.
You know, many animals wish to know your secret.
What do you mean?
You said you're no longer fixed. I mean, there are some animals who would definitely love to know how that works.
Yeah.
I've always had a problem by calling that fixed. That's like broken. It's not fixed. It's broken.
Well, it's fixed as in immobile.
Yeah. Okay.
Sure.
Sure. It's broken.
Well, yeah.
It is a good and responsible thing to do as pet owners. Make sure that your pets are not procreating recklessly.
Yes.
Just
Unlike whoever's cats are having fun outside my window every night. I'm getting
Yeah.
real tired of the screeching.
Somebody needs to be. Sorry.
oh,
Now you did it. Now you. Sorry.
Yum.
It's just you did it.
wow.
Meow, meow.
Oh, hey, Danny's
meow,
mom.
Meow. Meow, meow, meow.
I'm so
Oh,
sorry.
right.
That's not what I meant.
Meow,
So, has anyone been knitting?
meow, 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 meow.
I'm gonna leave now. I fucked up. I'm sorry.
Nah. Yeah.
Oh, it's fine. It's fine.
Fuck.
Well, apparently not, but
Unless you're cats
Well, yeah.
outside my
Unless
window.
you're
I'm asexual, so.
The neighborhood cats have been
Do be
hanging
fucking.
out.
You know what? I hate when foxes are doing whatever the hell they're doing.
Are they loud?
Oh my god.
Oh.
Foxes are loud in general, but if they be
Like-
fucking.
Like the fucking song. What does the fox say? I'm like, I hate the fact that it's kind of accurate.
What does the fox say? It screams like a child being murdered in the woods.
Like, what is going on back there? Why are two small children having a gunfight in the woods? Like,
Correct. The first
Goodness.
time I heard a fox was I was in my the house I grew up in, and like heard that noise, and at that point I was sleeping on the top bunk of a bunk bed and rolled out and almost hit the desk.
Oh no.
see, that was your first mistake, trusting the top bunk of a bunk bed. That's
Where I
ridiculous.
used to sleep, buddy.
No, absolutely not. I mean, you can. I'm not doing that shit.
Every day.
you know what? I just would like to say it is really awesome that like we hang out a little bit in chat before we start streaming and everything. Just kind of center ourselves and everything. But even after you like hit the like stream and then we came on stream, I had no idea that we would be talking about the sexual activity of foxes within 2 minutes.
Whatever
This is
expects a sexual.
There is a
Activity
reason
of
that we
foxes.
have the explicit tag on our streams. I just don't ever take it off.
Yeah,
It's just
It'd be like that
it's
sometimes.
it's preemptive.
It do be like that sometimes.
Yep.
They do be fucking sometimes too.
They do be fucking sometimes, right? Like, just like, it's insane.
right. So we're here to talk about knitting tonight.
I don't know if that's what we're here to talk about tonight.
Foxes try to knit themselves together in a horror show that makes them scream in the back of the woods,
Oh,
That's how you get a
goodness.
fox king.
right?
God.
Oh gosh, that is
I-
a terrifying thought.
I think that's how. Yeah, it just having lived close enough to the woods to have heard it like on the regular, like it's awful.
Yep. Them and peacocks.
Oh yeah.
They make terrible noises. It's really fun for like high school DB to be in Europe in a tent and all of a sudden hearing the screams of a peacock at 5 in the morning.
Well, I mean,
That sounds terrible.
I also had to pee really bad and I was like, oh no.
Also, the tent part sounds terrible too. But
Yeah, it was awful. I had all of my clothes on, like every piece of layer of clothing that I brought because it was so goddamn cold.
yeah. But you know what keeps you warm? Knitting.
Oh,
As I
Danny's trying to
again.
segue.
I
What
tried
else keeps
so
you warm?
hard.
The sexual activity of
It's a
foxes.
Oh,
that needs to be a card in like Cards Against Humanities now.
Oh gosh. Yep.
Keep trying, Danny.
I
You can do it. You can do it.
made stuff. Well, I started
Oh.
stuff.
Danny's always making stuff though. Danny do be
Not as
making.
much. Not as much this last couple of weeks. I think I had finished my socks last time. And
Yeah.
Did I finish both pairs?
I don't know, because I haven't been here in a while.
I might have finished a pair that I didn't talk about. I don't remember. I finished the Star Wars Sock Saga socks, the first half of the latest colors.
Nice.
And no, Mom, they're not listening to me. It's okay. No one ever listens to me. It's fine. I get ignored all day at work. I get ignored on stream. It's cool.
How dare you? We listen to you all the time, Danny.
do.
We just also talk about the sexual exploitations of foxes
Yep.
and cats.
Yep. But yeah, I finished those socks, but I didn't bring them down because I thought I talked about them last time, and I don't remember now.
Mm-hmm.
And
Oh, Danny, your mom listens to you.
yeah,
What is that
she
like?
does.
Wait. What is that like having a parent that listens to you?
Oh, it's fantastic. I have.
All right.
Yeah, I am very lucky in the parent department, and I'm happy
both
to
parents
share
listen
my
to you?
mom.
What's that?
My mom always listens to me.
That was a
That
very
was not that. That
diplomatic
was a
answer.
very yeah.
That was a very Canadian answer.
And look, I mean, even a 20% listen is better than my parents. So,
Oh,
and if you're listening, fuck.
but they're not listening. So
If your parents have found our knitting podcast,
Okay, if my parents have found our knitting podcast, it's on site.
they're on the list with fucking Judy.
You and Judy behind a shed.
A shed, not a Denny's?
No,
A Waffle House.
I don't want the Waffle House people trying to steal my fight.
Oh, that's fair, yeah. They do fight. For
Oh,
us or
gosh.
them.
all
But
right.
you know what? You're right. A shed works.
Look,
So,
they
Danny, what
actually-
else have you been working on?
I cast on a new project, and it's the only thing that I've been working on, because I don't know. I've been in a writing and video game place the last couple weeks, so instead of knitting, I've been sitting with my computer, which is, I mean, fine. Just slow down the general knitting productivity that I tend to have, but that's not
Danny
the point
doesn't-
of knitting.
I'm gonna grab my knitting bag.
Okay.
We'll
Yeah.
be here.
The point
Maybe.
of knitting is, for me at least, to relax. Although the thing that I'm working on now is a commission.
Ooh.
And I may have ended up with another commission that requires design work, but that's okay.
Was that me, Jesus?
Okay, 3 commissions, 2 of which require design work.
I'm sorry.
No, it's fine.
Sorry, not sorry.
No, I like it.
I had questions, and Danny was my designer friend. Besides Greg, sometimes I do go to Greg.
You got to split us up.
I
round
do.
robin.
I
It's
went
good.
to Greg to go be like, hey, how much do I charge for something like this?
That is an important question, though.
Yeah. Greg went, you're charging too little, and I went, well, I'm not going to charge more than that, and he went, okay.
Yeah. Do you?
Yeah, I don't know how much I'm going to charge for the thing that I'm making right now.
Okay.
I'm almost at the end of the row, so I can hold it up. That's why I'm dragging things
I
out.
bought for that. All that yarn I bought for that project I never started.
It always happens like that.
We were going to pretend that I didn't forget about the yarn that I had delivered
Ooh,
yesterday.
oh yeah, I forgot
Ooh,
about that. That's so
yeah.
pretty.
Yep. Let's see here. Let's go
Um,
to the bag.
Go keep talking about your thing, Danny, and then I can show off my
So
thing.
this is the very beginning of the bottom. It's wider than I thought it was going to be, but it is a baby blanket.
Ooh.
And it is rolling up like crazy because it's still small, but it is using some hand spun. This
Hell yeah.
is for my dentist.
Oh right.
Oh, that's
And
right.
so this is.
Wait, this bitch doesn't watch the podcast?
No, he doesn't.
How dare.
Well, no, it's because I haven't told him about it, so it's fine. He doesn't need to watch
Well, we
the
can fix
podcast.
that.
Always promote the podcast.
I mean, I suppose I could, but this is yarn that his late mother-in-law dyed and spun,
Oh,
and so I'm knitting it into a baby blanket for them.
why is she late? Sorry.
Oh.
DB.
You're only allowed to do that when we're playing the game. When we're in the real life portion.
I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I've been in a work meeting all day.
I forgot.
Oh, that
Sometimes
does explain
The
it.
filter goes away.
It does happen, yes.
I'm so sorry.
So, Danny, that's a Stephen West design, isn't it?
It is a Stephen West
Thank
pattern.
God.
This is painting bricks, and
Is-
I'm doing the baby blanket size version.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Is it a blanket pattern as is?
yes,
Okay.
and I don't know. It's wider than I thought it was going to be. Like,
That's okay.
it's probably 4 feet,
Mm-hmm.
which feels a little bit wide for a baby blanket.
It is, but they could use it for a very long time.
But I only have a limited amount of yarn.
I was going to say, as long as you don't run out of yarn, and then you've got a scarf.
Yeah. I think it may end up being not as long as it is wide, but that it'll just change the orientation. And
Yeah.
that'll be fine.
Changing orientation is fine.
Yes.
That happens all the time.
all
It
the time.
does. And it's perfectly normal.
Yep.
But yeah, I'm limited by the amount of hand spun that I've got. The cream color is actually leftover yarn from my wedding dress.
Ooh.
Wait, there was
I recognize that yarn.
Yarn in your wedding dress?
She knitted
my
her.
whole wedding dress.
I did
Yeah.
not know that. I think I missed that.
I
Yeah.
will have to post pictures in Discord because
Danny Lore.
I'm still proud of that thing. And
Danny Lore.
Greg knit some of it for me because that was my thing.
did.
I took it with me to SAF.
Oh.
And I was sharing a house with a bunch of friends. We did a whole big group thing. And everyone that I was staying with put stitches on my dress. And everyone at my knit group here in town put stitches on my dress. My mom, who doesn't knit, put stitches on my dress.
Aw.
And my sister and my best friend were not in town in time to put stitches on the dress, but they were both in time to help weave in ends and snip the last bits
Thank
of yarn.
God somebody wasn't there.
Right?
You would have just tucked it into
Just
the
tuck
dress.
it in, it's fine. But yeah, so all of the all sorts of important people in my life put stitches in my dress, and it was really
And me.
And
Like, because,
And
like
Greg.
seriously, at the time, I was just some rando, you know?
I mean, I've been listening to you for months at that point.
Right.
So you
Right.
were
I
like,
had the podcast and my blog, but if I remember the encounter correctly, it was like I was just like hanging out, sitting on a bench or something,
Yep.
and you came up, you're like, "You're knitting daddy, right?" I was
Yep.
like, "Yes." And then I would just start talking, chatting for a little bit. You told me about the dress and everything, and then you let me knit a few stitches in it, which I still tell that story because it was such an honor,
Aw.
and I was so happy to be able to be part of that. And then years go by, and I used to watch your YouTube podcast because Auntie Danny loves to knit,
Yep.
and then years later, now you're my master, my dungeon master.
My master, huh?
It's wild how life goes.
It's great. I love it.
Yeah, and then Danny introduced you to me, and your life just went yeah.
Well, I mean, it helps restore some balance. I mean, it was been going so well, got to kind of balance it out.
True.
Yeah.
I know who I am. It's fine. I know what part I play in your life. The villain.
It's a very important part.
I mean, the villain is a very important role.
The best frenemy.
Right.
Yep,
Sorry, I have a moth.
we see it.
Yeah.
Don't kill it.
It's the enemy of
I
yarn.
would rather it die than my knits.
Nope. Don't kill it. Take it outside.
If I catch it, I will take it outside.
Okay.
I've not been
Ravelry
successful
on
catching
the
it.
desktop just looks so different. They're like it's just hard
To pay attention to it the same way.
Oh,
it's
you could
hard-
have just ended that with why Ravelry.
it's just hard to read in Ravelry.
Yeah.
Okay.
The choices that they made with their last redesign were
Choices that they did not rectify.
Set up cast on 9 stitches using the provisional crochet garter tip. Man, F this. I'm already mad.
Now the good news is you can just not do a provisional and then sew in ends and attach it later. It won't look quite as clean at the top, but a garter tab cast on you don't necessarily have to do provisionally. You can pick up your stitches after. It looks prettier if you do provisional, but
I still don't know what that means.
Yo, look up this provisional
Ooh.
tab. I tried it before and I sucked at it.
so a provisional cast on is one where you use scrap yarn
Okay.
and you cast on with that scrap yarn and then you knit with your regular yarn and knit to whatever point, and then you take that scrap yarn out. If it's a crochet one, you can like pull and it will unravel and you'll be left with the loops that you
Okay.
can pick up with your knitting needle. And then so you're basically knitting from both sides that way.
That doesn't make any sense to me, Danny. I would have to probably look at a thing to understand what you're saying.
Yeah,
It's
but
fine.
it's a thing that you can do, and it's very useful for I've used it for scarves that I want the two ends to match with a pattern,
Sure.
and it's a directional pattern. And so you do a provisional cast on in the middle, knit down to one end, and then pick up and knit down to the other end. Or like you can do a provisional cast on in the middle of the back of a sweater, like for a collar, for a neckband, and knit down one side and then pick up and knit down the other side. So you have a nice seam in the middle that doesn't look like a seam. Toes of socks are a form of provisional cast on-ish. Or they're not the provisional cast on, but they're the same end result in that you're knitting from both sides of the same stitch. I'm getting too deep into the knitting theory. I can see your brain
well,
going,
here's the
"Oh."
thing. Yeah, here's the thing, Danny. You went, yes, scarf. I have made one scarf. We saw how that fucking went.
Yeah.
I don't knit socks. I refuse. I have refused for
But
a very
you wear
long
socks.
time. I don't look at them, Danny. And they're not handmade socks.
See, this is weird because this provisional cast on says to use your other needle, when the other one I tried last time says don't and just use the crochet hook.
You can do a provisional with a crochet hook or with a needle, with a knitting needle.
Right, but no, this one has both. It's like oh, use your needle and your crochet hook like this.
Oh, where you wrap it around. Okay. I hate doing that. That one always gets me. The way I tend to do mine is I will crochet a chain that is longer than I need. And then, you know how you've got like the nice flat braid side of your crochet and then the other side is all bumps?
Yeah. I can see that. Yeah.
I pick up my stitches for knitting through those bumps, not through the nice flat braid side, but from the back side. And then when it comes time to take out your crochet, I put my needle through those same loops and then tug at the end of the crochet chain to pull it out.
You know what? You know what I miss?
Complicated.
What?
So, like, I'm following along over in the Twitch chat. I miss that he's not able to be with us
Yeah,
right now. But it's nice, Holloway. It's nice to keep up with you in the chat.
Yeah,
it
we miss you.
is.
My stomach doesn't like me.
Oh no.
Oh,
Oh,
Okay.
that's hot girl shit right there. You know?
Yeah, I hot girls have IBS.
Oh goodness.
Danny, anything else besides the Stephen West thing going on in your life of knitting over there?
No, that's really the only thing I've been working on, which is weird for me, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's all I've been working on. I got busy with the the games and the books.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Oops.
Oops,
Oops.
she says.
It happens. And, you know, I mean, I haven't been knitting a ton, but I have been knitting, so
Yeah.
just not as much as I normally do. And I am tossing some pictures into Discord for anyone who wants to see the dress.
A wedding
The
dress.
wedding dress.
Okay.
Somewhere I have pictures of Greg knitting on the wedding dress, but I don't know that I'll be able to find that while we're
Yeah, somewhere
streaming.
I have those too.
I
I
have
had to
it.
go back like 10 years in my Instagram.
Yeah, I have it printed in a book. I did
Aw.
a Shutterfly book
Yeah.
of everyone that knit on my dress. I took pictures of them doing it, and so I made myself a little book
Oh,
of just all my friends knitting on my dress. It was very special.
made me cry.
That's my goal, is to make one person cry every day.
Oh my God. Jesus
But in a good
Christ,
way.
Danny.
But in a good way.
Well, yeah, I want to be so sweet that I bring people to tears.
No, thank you.
I love how Deeps has no concept about how that kind of crying works.
Jesus Christ.
And I mean, sometimes the person I make cry is
No,
me,
I
and
want-
that's fine.
No. I want you to. If Danny was a sinister person and said, my goal in life is to make somebody cry every day, people would have been like, what the fuck?
But it's me, and so they just go, "Aw."
Not DB.
Oh, that's because DB's not as sweet and innocent as I am.
Bitch. I know the books you read.
You were pretty mad. You were pretty salty at me when we had this conversation, like a few weeks ago. Like,
Oh, no, we good.
I bought a book at a convention and Ernest just called me straight out.
It's fine. Books
It's
are.
fine.
We like books. We like all books.
yep, there are books you like.
Oh, yep.
Uh,
So has anyone else been knitting?
Yes.
I'm trying to knit right now.
I started, talking about Seth.
Seth.
I started the Full of Woe snood
Snood.
that I bought there.
Hmm.
And I am doing it in the colorway of Slasher Barbie, which was from the Advent calendar. But this is the full skein that came with the Advent calendar. That I was like, I don't know what I was gonna do with this. So I texted my friend and went, "Hey, if I made this, would you wear it?" They went, "Yes." And I was like, "Cool. How about this color?" And they went, "Yes." And I was like, "Great, perfect." I'm uning. I'm using yarn from my yarn stash while also supporting a fiber creator person.
A fiber friend.
Thank you. And I'm almost done with it. Does this mean that the hats I was supposed to be making have taken a back burner? Yes. There's other things coming into the works. I am making a horror creature monster thingy. And I have to design a hood thing, and Danny's gonna help.
Yes.
Because I have an idea. I have very specific, not specific, but some ideas. And I went, how do I do this? But one of the stitches that I want to do is actually from this pattern. Um, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but there's these like rigid bumps
Mm-hmm.
kind of along here, and they're pearl, and then the next row is yarn over knit two together, and then it's a pearl again, but it makes this like really nice like divot throughout the whole
Yeah.
thing, and I like it. And I want to incorporate it into my hood somehow.
Yes. I'm working on that pattern for you. It's
I know you are, and I'm not. I am working on other things, and if I don't have that to work on now, I'll get the other things done. Because people are paying me for the other things, so I need to do those. They haven't paid me yet, and I told them not to because I was like, wait until they're done.
yeah.
So, but this is the only knitting that I've been doing because I've also been writing and reading and
Those things
being,
take up brain.
yeah, and gaming. So much gaming.
That thing takes up hand.
Yes, I, and also if I didn't have to look at my knitting like Danny does to knit, I could probably knit and read at the same time, and I'd be a happy camper. But
You'll get there
I am
someday.
not there yet.
It took me a couple decades to hit that point, so
I don't think I'll ever get there.
What will happen is you'll get there without realizing it. And then
yeah.
you'll be doing it for a little bit, and then one day you'll realize it.
I feel like that's the day I just realized that I've dropped every single needle off of or every single stitch off my needle. I'm like, oh fuck, I thought I was doing well.
It could happen.
As
Yeah, I do.
as I drop a stitch, that's fine. I can fix it.
You have the power.
Yes.
I could share some of the stuff I have going on over here because I just got to
Sure.
a good stopping point.
Sure, Greg. We'll like to hear, but no, I'm just kidding. I would like to hear what you've been working on.
Awesome. And I actually got to a good stopping point. So the Carolina Fiber Fest is coming up next month, and every year they have like a craft along. So design they've
Oh.
got like a design associated with it. And so I finally a couple of weeks ago looked at what the craft along this year was because I wanted to do it because I've done it for every year that they've done it. And when you do it, you get if you have the craft along item when you go, they'll give you a little button. And I am like a little goblin for buttons and things like that. So absolutely. So anyway, this time it's called a candy bag, but I'm calling it a big ass dice bag so that I can check off a bingo square with it.
There you go.
And um, so I just finished, got to the point
No.
where I'm at the very bottom here. I'm gonna graft it together. So it's like a little color work thing. I added an extra um, like this repeat an extra one because I did it in DK instead of worsted like the pattern
Mm,
was to make it a little bit bigger. And it's kind of neat since I haven't blocked it, washed it or anything. You can really see how the color work um, really kind of pulls it in.
Mm-hmm.
You can see the ridges in it or the waviness in it or whatever. So this was some yarn that was left over from the colorwork hats that I'd done,
mm.
which was great. And now I also modified it by putting in some little eye holes at the
Oh,
top, um, and I'm going to knit an eye cord out of the green to be able to cinch it up. The,
nice.
the
I like it.
pattern said to like make a strap to knit just to knit a strap like an inch wide or something like that, and make a little like handle like a little purse
Why?
type bag. I'm
Uh,
like,
no.
no, that's not me. I
Nope.
am because I
F
got
that.
plenty of yeah, exactly. Because I got plenty of this green yarn, and this is how much of the um,
Oh, wow.
brown yarn I have left. So I was told everyone I was playing Yarn Chicken when I started, and I wasn't playing it as much as I thought I was. But it was because I was decreasing, and so as
I
I'm decreasing, I use less yarn than I
Yeah.
think I'm using.
So
so oh, go ahead.
Do you
No,
just tie?
so
Do you
what?
just tie this off at the end? Like,
You just sort of leave it. Your scrap yarn, like
yeah.
your provisional cast on yarn, you just leave it hanging.
Okay.
Because eventually you're going to pull it out, so you don't want to like weave it in or anything.
She said.
Hello.
Heyo.
Um. All right, so there's that. I've
Ooh.
also been continuing to work on my shawl design project, which is almost getting done.
Ooh.
Um, and
Did
yes,
you
so
design this?
yes, I'm in the process of designing it. Here's like all of my paper notes on it
I'm
and stuff.
excited because I want to test knit it.
Okay,
It
I'll
looks, I like the colors too. You'll have, where did you get
yeah,
those?
from from Beach Bunny Yarn. Uh,
Ah,
I got this yarn several years ago and have been really, you were mentioning, working on your commissions because people are paying you for it or whatnot. And I feel really bad that it's taken me several years to get
oh,
close. Yeah, this is the one.
oh,
You know this
this was
one.
from like last year,
Like 2 or 3 years ago.
but like you were avoiding their booth when we went.
Yes, this is when I was avoiding
Oh,
Ron.
fuck.
Because I'm like, I own the design. But now, so here's the thing. I feel bad about it because it's taken so long. But here's the thing: designers are flaky,
Yeah,
and
we are.
there's like a lot of people in the yarn industry are flaky, and everyone knows that. And so when yarn companies offer yarn support,
Mhm.
they know there is no guarantee that they're going to get a pattern out of it or whatnot. And and I love, like, I've designed patterns where I've bought my own yarn before, and I've also designed patterns where people have given me yarn and I've used their yarn for their pattern,
Mhm.
things like that. And I love it both ways. I kind of like it when I buy it myself because it takes some of the guilt and pressure off of it.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
But I also like it, like Ron picked out the colors here and everything. And part of Beach Bunny yarn is they make a tonal. Well, I'll pull the yarn back out again. So they make yarn that comes in tonal and variegated, and they coordinate it.
Okay.
So like here, it's got this purple.
Uh-huh.
So that's the purple tonal there. But then if you look in the variegated section,
It's got the same
that
purple.
same purple is one of the colors in here. So there's,
Oh,
the several colors that are in this variegated section. You could get, if you didn't like purple, you could get like this green or bluey green stuff and do the same
sure.
design, and it'll still work together and everything. And I absolutely love that, um, because like color is the thing I am worst at about designing and putting stuff together. I have no color sense, so I love that. Like in this case, it's like, okay, here's some tonals, and here are all the variegateds that go with this tone. Or here's a variegated, and here are all the tonals that go with it. You just
Sure.
pick a variegated in any one of these colors, and it will work. And so that's great.
Mm. I'm gonna have to look
And
at their yarn.
yeah, and so I like several companies do the same sort of thing, and I like those companies because then it's like you can really do things using two different colors, and they'll go together very well.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So yes. Um, oh, Danny, your mom says that you're one of the least flaky people she knows.
Aww.
She has to say that.
Yeah,
Well,
she
it's
doesn't
because I
have
make a point
to.
of doing stuff for my mom when she asks me
Yeah,
to.
right.
I
And
like
oh,
her.
thanks, Danny's mom. Um, and yes. So anyway, I will see Ron again in about 3 weeks at the Carolina Fiber Fest, and
And you'll have it
this
done.
this time I will have a completed item. I doubt I'll have a completed pattern, but at least I'll have a
Aw.
completed item, and I won't feel as guilty.
Yeah.
So there's that, and um, and then the last thing I wanted to share was that I wound up some yarn while I was waiting at Blueberry's dance class today, um, for socks. And so,
Ooh.
like, I literally just finished winding it. And
Ooh.
so
Ooh, that's
it
fun.
is, yeah. So so I wound it by hand
On a
with the yarn
Nostapin.
draped over a steering wheel with the Nasta penne, and I haven't even taken off of the Nasta penne yet. Um, and so this is this is it, and this is yarn from a company called Nerd Girl Yarns that doesn't exist
Oh,
anymore. I think I got it
Oh,
like
yeah.
10 years ago,
I bought
but
some of her stuff.
they were one of my favorite companies, favorite
Yeah.
yarn dyers because like well this one is called Multipass.
Ah, yes.
oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I've got one called Serenity, one called Firefly. I've got one called TARDIS. Yeah, I
Oh,
mean,
yeah.
she had all of the super geeky and very brilliant colors.
Hmm.
They were all very bright, poppy. All sorts of stuff like that. And so it's funny now that this is all wound up. I mean, you can still see all the multipass type, like all the Fifth Element related colors in it, but it looks
Yeah.
a lot more muted than it did when it was just in a hank
Yeah.
because the blocks were all together. It was
Yeah.
like big block of blue, big block of yellow, and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I am so excited to see how this knits up on my
That's
socks.
that's what I kind of liked about the slasher Barbie
Uh-huh.
advent calendar we did was like obviously like this has like it's so blown out on camera,
Yeah.
Right.
but like the blocks of it were not like this was it didn't look like this until you start
Hmm.
knitting it up
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Hmm.
I
And that's
also
why it's important to swatch
Yep.
to for not just gauge, but for like what color looks like together. Or that's why it's important when you buy yarn, like especially like independently dyed yarn. A lot of times they have swatch examples so you can see what it looks like when it's knit
yes.
up. I love
Yep.
that.
Um, this one, it was so funny. I was like, Danny, do you still have this full skein of yarn? Because he doesn't sell just this color.
Right. But we
So
both got
I
the
was
box,
like,
so.
yeah, we both got the box, and I went, I don't know if I have enough to finish this. I think I do now. I don't think I'm actually going to be playing Yarn Chicken
Okay.
because I'm on the last part of like the body, and then I have to do some ribbing.
Okay.
So, like, I'm almost done with it. Then it's on to hats.
Mhm.
Yep. Well, this is slow going because, it's wide. But when I'm done this, I will be working on. Oh, crap. I forgot I've got another design that I have to finish. But it's just a small one. It's another
Okay.
coffee cozy because St.
Yep.
Patrick's
Ah,
Day is coming up. And so I want to have
You
one
oh,
for that.
kind of flaked down on that design because designers are flaky.
I haven't flaked on it yet.
well,
I've
and
still got like three
also
weeks.
it's Danny's design.
That's right.
Like,
Yeah.
And honestly, the
Well,
big thing is going to be doing the chart. And once I've got the
yeah,
chart, it takes me an evening to knit it up a sample.
right.
my
And
God.
And you say you still got 3 weeks.
yeah,
You also have 55 weeks because the nice thing about St. Patrick's Day
that
is it
is
happens
true.
every year.
But I do have an agreement with my LYS that when they give me the free yarn to make the pattern, I will bring it by the next holiday.
Ruining my joke.
I know.
You're completely right. I do have a hat pattern that I'm supposed to be. Uh, I am a terrible knit tester, which is why I don't do it. 'Cause I forget. And I forgot that you wanted me to test your hat.
People making knit commitments.
Knits.
Yes.
Deebs, I will say that knitting E's hat is a true delight and pleasure.
Oh, I'm sure it is. I
It
forgot.
is
Um,
bobbled for my pleasure.
oh God, that I did not need no that image in my head ever, Greg. Um, I love you too. I will. I owe you a lot of things. I also owe you a dragon.
Oh crap! I have to publish the kobold pattern.
Oh yeah, you got to do that
I keep
too.
forgetting to do that. I need to do that.
So yeah, I'm a bad knitter. I'm a bad friend.
Oh, DB, you've been a
Neither of
very
those
bad
is true.
knitter.
It is true. I say I'll do something and then I don't do it and I'm awful.
Tell the knitting daddy about what a bad knitter you've been.
Oh, Hollow's just happily counting and picking up stitches and ignoring all of our bullshit.
Thank God.
I'm trying to pick up these fucking stitches. That's some bullshit.
Oh, Greg, don't
Yeah.
ever talk to me like that again.
Okay, look, we have someone in the chat who is making a D&D blanket where the dice tell them what to do.
That just sounds fun. Like,
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. I love temperature blankets or
ooh, here's
like baseball score blankets.
Goodbye, E.
bye, E. But our friend who is making the D&D blanket, are you using a pattern? Are you making it up on your own? Is it... What's the
Tell us
deal? What's
more.
the score? Tell us more.
Tell us
Tell
more.
us
Tell
more.
us more.
Tell us more here and tell us more in the
Tell us
Discord.
more in the Discord. Yes. Let's see if I can.
Did he get very far? Telling me more. Tell me more.
Is
Sorry.
it gonna let me do
But
it?
does he have a car?
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
You know, given the economy, I should have just let one of those questionable North Carolina people just like, you know, pick me up.
Yeah.
Simple North Carolina.
Well, I was going to put an invite to the chat, but once again, I can't.
Why can't you?
I don't know. I'm trying to copy the link from Discord, and every time
Yeah.
I paste it, it just says press copy to copy link. And when I
That
paste
might-
it, that's what it says. I think it might be the Discord problem, or it might be because I'm in streamer mode.
Let me look. Let me see if I do it, because I don't think I have streamer mode open.
We'll let someone else give it a try. But you should
Is
come
it
join
me,
our Discord.
Jesus?
I don't know how to invite people to our Discord without a link.
Invite people. Copy the link. And I paste.
Is it giving you an actual link?
Yep.
Yay! There we
There you go.
Come join our Discord and tell us all about it. You can link
TP
to the
to the
pattern.
rescue.
If there is a pattern. If there's not a pattern, just tell us about it.
I forgot that I'm a mod for this, so I should actually be paying attention to mod stuff occasionally.
Super powerful.
No.
Yeah.
No.
You're more powerful than you know.
No.
Did you drop something? Oh my gosh, Danny, that is tangled together, but not so much.
It's actually not too bad. It's just this yarn is very loopy.
Tangly?
Persnickety.
Well, it is two skeins spun together
Oh.
because I needed it held double and I didn't want to just have two balls being pulled at the same time. So I pulled out my
Balls.
spinning
Having
wheel.
two balls pulled at the same time. Some people are into that.
Yes, but that was not a thing that I was feeling.
Gotcha.
Good gravy, Greg.
So yeah, I spun them together.
Yes, I'm using a pattern. It's supposed to be a scarf, but since I thought I could crochet it...
Oh,
Oh.
yes.
Yes, sometimes we make mistakes with our gauge. Did I tell you
Yeah.
about the blanket that got me back into knitting?
No, I thought you were about to say, have you told them about the hat that you started for us?
Look, that was just me doing bad math.
Oh, the Jane hat.
Look,
That
that was
I
just a
wore-
big hat. But also, in the episode, it is a giant fucking hat on him. So that's
Correct.
intentional.
It's true. Yes, it is absolutely intentional.
But,
Correct.
No, this was 1997.
I was
Way
6
back in the
years old.
1900s.
And I'd been knitting before, but I wasn't like a capital K knitter. But I was sitting in the student center at the university thinking, it's cold here. I should get a blanket. And there was a department store not too far. And I thought, well, I could go and get a blanket. So I went. And the blankets were freaking expensive. But this department store had a Lewis Craft, which was a craft store at the time. It is long since closed. But it had a Lewis Craft in the basement. I'm like, I don't want to spend $80 on a blanket. Ooh, I could go spend some money on yarn and needles, and I'll just knit myself a blanket. So I got some Probably US 10-ish needles, like fat ones. Maybe not US 10.
The big boys.
They were like a 10 millimeter. They're a chunky needle. And I got some worsted weight Aran yarn. I got it was a giant ball. Like one of those pound of love but bigger sort of things.
Mm-hmm.
And I spent like $20 on yarn and needles. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna cast on, I don't know, this number sounds reasonable, and I cast it on, and it wasn't a cable needle or a circular needle. It was 2 straight needles.
Oh god.
And so it was all crunched up on one needle, so there was no telling how big it was. I'm like, this looks like it'll be fine. And I started knitting. And I used up the whole first ball. And it was about yay long. I'm like, oh. I'll just go get some more yarn. I did that so many freaking times that year. It took months before I had enough blanket to cover up with. That blanket now is larger than I need for a king-size bed. And I was trying to just make like a lap blanket to cover me in the student center. But nope, that blanket lived in a plastic bag while I was knitting it. And I ended up having to get like a bigger and bigger bag as it grew. Mm-hmm. But it lived in my locker at the university. But yeah, that was I made choices without thinking about the consequences.
I don't think it did, Danny's mom.
It did not cost less than $80.
And also, it's that whole, why should I buy a sweater when I can make one with $90 worth of craft supplies and 100 hours put into it?
I mean,
yes.
That is always my logic.
Yes, but it was joyful knitting time, and it got you back into knitting, which has made you the person that you are today.
Exactly.
And we love that person.
That's why I have a thesis blanket. Because when I finished that blanket, I'm like, well, I need to do something else. And so I bought some more, like, super chunky yarn. God. But this time I was crocheting.
Oh, yeah.
Because for part of my thesis, I have a biology degree, and I was studying the effects of ultraviolet radiation on Daphnia magna, which are little tiny water fleas. And so one of the things we had to do was we had this giant tube that we put the water fleas into. And we had to put them in at ambient room light or low light, whatever the light level was. And we had to leave them for 15 minutes to adjust their positions in the column so that they would be at whatever position that they naturally found themselves at. And then we turned on the UV light and left it on, and every 5 minutes recorded their position. The idea being that the UV light is going to push them down further in the water. But for that acclimation period, you had to be in the room with them. You couldn't not be there because you had to do it at the specific time. You couldn't just like wander away, because then you screw up your experiment because now they're hungry because they haven't eaten and all that. So you had to sit there. And so I sat there with my yarn and I crocheted granny squares while I was doing my thesis experiments. And once the experiments were done, I crocheted them all together. Now I've got this really pretty queen size thesis blanket. I went big with my projects when I was starting back. Very big.
And I was like, I don't care if this burns me out again.
And now I'm like,
something done.
Cozy. Shorty socks for me. But yeah.
I will be right back.
That's all my school knitting. Well, no, it's probably not all my school knitting, but those are the two
worthwhile memorable school knitting experiences.
Yes. Now I knit on conference calls because otherwise I'm bored out of my skull.
Yeah.
Unless I'm presenting in them, in which case I'm not, because I have to have my camera on and people see me. For some reason they don't like to see that. Which is weird because it helps me focus and stay engaged.
Yeah.
But
everyone at my work knows that that's what you get with me. So
Yep. I have a knitting bag hanging on my desk that is just um, DPNs and some small balls of mostly worsted, and I knit baby hats
yeah,
because there is no thinking required there for me.
right.
And
Fair
once I
enough.
cast on, there's not even counting. It's just
Mm-hmm.
go until they look about right, and then make them small. How's it going over there, Hollow?
It's something, I think.
It done gone. It's not going anymore. It gone.
I feel bad interrupting. You look like you're concentrating so hard on it.
No, you're good. I am also, like I'm sitting here like, man, this is actually hard to pick up, and I'm like, oh wait, I'm also hungry, so I should probably do something about that too.
Yes,
But
that will make a difference.
Okay.
Well, the good news is that today we are going straight to a pre-recorded interlude, our fourth interlude that sort of wraps up the main group story with our friends over in Pennycross. We still have a few more episodes of epilogues, which I'm very excited about. We've got at least 4 epilogues coming to you.
Yes.
Make sure you stick around with us for another couple months as we get through all of this. We're using these pre-recorded bits to sort of cover the time, keep you up with some stories as we are working on the back end of our next campaign. So there are some new characters coming and new stories and some new locations and
Excitement.
maybe a little bit less whole than there was in this particular campaign, but
What?
there was a lot of whole in this campaign.
You don't think that's gonna carry over?
How many horses are there going to be?
So many horses. One
So
of us
many-
could turn into a horse.
I think if I play a different character, they have to actually be cool with horses. They have to just this. I am a horse person. Like,
You're a horse wrangler.
Are you a half horse, half man?
Are you a
no,
centaur?
That is because that is problematic for navigating dungeons.
True
That is
dat.
Yeah.
That is true.
I mean, and if you're half horse, half man, is it like the left half or the right half?
Only the bottom half is upset by other characters.
Oh, goodness. Yep. Well, on that note, I think we will go ahead and swap over to our casting on screen, and I will get things set up for our interlude so you can find out what happens when the whole gang is finally back together.
Woo!
We'll
I'm
see you
very
back
psyched.
in just a little bit. And
Bye-bye.
stick around, a lot of the cast will be in chat, so...
Yes.
A lot.
Welcome to part 4 of our interludes. So, we had the team split into 2 parties, and as part of that, they each went in different directions. One group chasing after the actual bad guy, and the other one chasing after one of his simulacrums. And we did come back to everyone at the school as the D team, as they're calling themselves, with Darian, Isolt, and Nelitha, returned to the school the following morning using one of the teleportation circles. They arrived to see Erasmus and the headmaster sitting near that teleportation circle, waiting to see if they would in fact be coming back. And that's where we're going to open, with Erasmus and the headmaster at the teleportation circle, and the other 3 just stumbling in. Or walking in gracefully, I suppose. It's your call.
We're well rested.
We got some sleep. I think we're not stumbling exhausted anymore.
All right.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good to see you have returned. I was a little bit...
Where's Owen?
I'm sorry?
Where's Owen?
Oh, your other friend. Not far. Would you like to see him?
Yes.
Right. He'll turn and walk out of the tower. I assume you're all following?
Yes. Yeah, but I'm going to stare at Erasmus, who has been oddly quiet right now.
Darian's lagging. He's following, but lagging behind.
She also has her hand on Darian's shirt, pulling him along because this bitch is not getting away.
Let go of me, Mom.
Ew.
Grandma.
Ew.
And it's just the teleportation circles are in one of the towers of the school, and he does lead you out of the tower and down across to one of the student residences and into the dining room.
And there at the table, you see Owen having some oatmeal.
What the fuck? You bastard. You absolute dickhead.
What?
So we come back from our mission and all we see is Erasmus standing there very silently, and you're fine. Is Erasmus fine? He's been like mute since we got back.
Oh, well, we had a bit of a discussion and...
A discussion? Is everything all right?
Oh, yes, quite. He just had several long stories, and I promised him that if he could just give me a few moments, I would let him have a lecture slot here at the school where he could tell his stories to everyone. It was... I simply needed some silence.
Sorry. I understand entirely. And let it out just like the longest sigh of relief. Isolt's gonna head over and grab a donut and come and plop down with Owen. I'm gonna steal Owen's porridge, whatever the fuck you were eating. Oatmeal and sit on the table and be like,
excuse me, I was not done with that.
That's too bad, it's mine now.
Darian's looking to see if he sees any of his friends in the
your friends are dead, motherfucker.
Anybody
there
and try to slink away.
There are a few people that you recognize. The other students who had been working with you under our Archmage.
A necromancy club.
Yeah, the necromancy club has been disbanded. You were, fortunately or unfortunately, depends on how you look at it, one of the only students to come out of that unexploded. There are several other students who had been killed and raised that did not explode, and you see some of them also sitting in the dining hall with very distant expressions on their faces. Clearly dealing with having been killed and resurrected and killed and brought back. It's been a long, long couple of days.
But not also and killed and brought back again.
True.
I just baby's first traumatic experience.
Yeah.
They're all set for the adventurer life.
I think
Or not.
Darren thinks about going to see about joining them, but seeing all of their vacant gazes and the like decides not to.
So did you kill your guy or what?
Oh yeah, he's
Oh, yeah.
thoroughly dead.
Very dead, yes.
The
Good.
elf got some lich ash in a bag, even.
Thoroughly dead. And you two made it out okay, and no one is mortally harmed, looks like.
No.
Except Erasmus is oddly quiet, and I've kind of missed his voice. It's very weird.
Erasmus just kind of like looks at the headmaster like,
Go ahead.
oh God, yes. Ah,
How
Congratulations,
long? Wait,
headmaster.
hold on.
You have accomplished what I could not.
How long were you not able to talk?
you know, I can't even tell you. It was like,
I look at the headmaster.
Probably 10 minutes. I've not been here very long.
It was about a half hour. So it was not long.
Oh, wow.
Impressive.
oh, I figured that either I get what I wanted, or I explode the school with not being able to talk, and I would get my get back anyway.
You know, that is a very particular kind of revenge. It's true. All right. I feel better now. A necromancer is dead, and it looks like the school's getting slowly started, at least starting to get put back together.
Well,
Yes, we do have several outside sources who are available to help us, and of course we're making good use of the students who were not involved. Almost everyone is accounted for.
Almost.
Oh,
oh no!
Yes.
Oh no! She's in the Feywild, isn't she?
yes, she's still in the Feywild.
Fuck.
What are you talking about?
Kaylee.
Kaylee. I almost called her Kylie.
No, Kaylee?
Callie.
Callie. I've been
Callie.
watching Vox Machina.
Oh,
Ah. Yes, once we're done here, I'm probably going to leave you three to your own devices and go and have a conversation with the goddess to make sure that the girl gets back safely.
preferably sooner rather than later. Doesn't time work weirdly there?
It depends which area of the Fey realm of the Feywild you're in. It can really depend.
Which part's the unicorn part?
The weird
Depends.
part. The weird part.
Well,
Well,
it really depends, especially since it's LaRue and she goes pretty much wherever she wants.
It doesn't depend. It really is the weird part.
It's all the weird part. If it all is at a level of weird,
yes,
then how do
but-
you evaluate what's weirder than other?
Some of us are elves and we've been in the Feywild. We know which parts are weirder than others.
Some
And
of us are very judgmental, and we'll find a way to determine which one is weirder.
And
I
some
just
of us
know what
worship
you're
a goddess
talking
who is connected to the area and is fairly familiar at this point. We all have our reasons.
I'm not saying that Kaylee is in
Callie.
Callie is in danger from your goddess. I'm just saying that the Feywild is
It's called wild for a reason.
right.
Well,
and,
you know what?
and when you've been bippity boppity there or without your willingness.
Yes, well, perhaps she will come back with some new interests and information. This may have been very good for her education.
She also might be quite a bit older.
Well, before you all leave, I will require your assistance with one final task.
Oh, you require our assistance, do you?
I would
Again, huh?
appreciate your assistance with one final
This
task.
motherfucker.
How much money?
Well, none, but I thought you might enjoy the satisfaction of destroying the Lich's phylactery to ensure he does not return.
Oh,
Where did you find it?
Yes.
Oh, not you.
Did we put it in the hole? I don't recall.
No,
It's been a
we
rough
had it.
couple of days.
Yeah, I thought we found it.
Wait.
Who found the phylactery?
Y'all
We
took
found it in
from
a
me.
hole
Y'all
in the
took something
woods.
from me.
We found the lich. I don't think we found the phylactery.
You found a great number of interesting things from him.
Yes,
Like
like books.
books. You found another one of his gems,
Ah, yes.
and you found a music box
With rings in it.
with rings in it.
Yep.
But the H team are the ones who recovered the actual phylactery.
Honestly, that's smart. Keep the phylactery well away from your actual self.
True dat.
It
That one
wasn't
did bust up his house, though. Pointing
That
at,
was-
pointing at
That-
it.
interesting.
So did you. You did a
That
whole
was-
fireball.
That was fun.
Oh, you had a fireball incident as well.
Yeah,
Ugh.
which
Incident.
we still need to talk about that.
What happened?
About what?
Fireball the lich with me too close.
You punched
Oh.
me afterwards.
You know, that's
We're even.
That's classic. That's classic wizard shit right there.
That is classic wizard shit right there.
Thought
I-
she could take it. She could.
Would be offended, but
She
you're
didn't
not wrong.
die. Again.
Did-
Oh, sweet summer child,
did
I
you
have
die?
died and been brought back several times over.
You
Have you
what?
now?
Me too.
Don't
Yesterday.
worry about it.
Oh. All right.
I eat your porridge. Sorry, your oatmeal. I don't know why I'm fucking up words tonight.
Because it's
You know,
been
the
the
ra- the
Mondayest
raisins
Monday
in
to
that
ever
oatmeal.
Monday.
You know the raisins in that oatmeal is really rat turds. Just so you know.
Good thing I didn't put raisins in it.
You think Owen would do something exciting like put raisins in his oatmeal?
Right.
So
How-
give it back.
It has
Wait,
been a little
so-
while since I last dealt with a lich. How do we deal with a phylactery?
Well, generally the idea is to just smash it.
Oh,
But
But this one appears to have several layers. So we will need
Just
to
crack that motherfucker like an egg.
It's like an ogre with layers.
oh my god.
an onion, perhaps. The exterior is not what you had previously described, Darian. It's
Yeah.
made of wood.
Oh, platinum. That was what I saw.
Interesting. Well, this one is definitely wood and definitely trapped.
Oh!
And quite honestly, we were a little bit tapped out after our adventure, so we figured we'd wait for the whole group. Or if you choose not to participate, I will simply get some students to do it and hope that they don't die.
They've been
but-
through enough.
they have been through a
sure
great
have.
deal. And
Oh.
this is the last thing to do to wrap up this particular
They have their whole lives ahead of them.
They do. Hopefully.
Magically trapped or just regular trapped?
Oh, certainly magically.
Musically trapped.
Perhaps also standard traps. I didn't look too closely once I detected the magic. I thought I would just wait until I was feeling a little more awake.
Fair enough.
But we do have several rooms that are appropriately enchanted to contain any spell effects. You know, it's one of those things you must do when you've got young wizards who aren't entirely sure what they're doing. We can go to the fire hall and work on it in there. And Darian, you're quite familiar with that space.
Oh yeah.
Yes, well.
All right.
But if you would like to take some time and reacquaint yourselves with each other, finish your oatmeal and the donuts. There are several flavors. I believe the
I'm gonna go get
strawberry
some
is a specialty
bacon.
today.
While Darian has walked away, I'm going to look at the headmaster. Is it advisable for a necromancy student to be anywhere near a phylactery?
I suppose there's a chance that he could absorb the Lich's essence into himself.
I'm less worried about that, although
Oh
that is a consideration that I hadn't considered. I was more
no!
worried about him looking at it and getting a magical feel for it and learning more about how to do the thing you shouldn't be able to do.
That's why we burned the book that he found.
Oh,
Yes,
oh.
but are you going to burn his brain out from his ears when he learns how to do it from hands?
In my experience,
Is that an option?
in
No.
my experience, I'm going to tell you, I'm no fucking wizard, but wizards find a way.
Yes, but if we
No.
can take one of the paths out of their direction,
Right. It's just
Well,
there are many wizards. There are many wizards who know how and never do it, and there are many wizards who don't know how and they're still searching. But
Sure. This kid was in a necromancy club and being taught directly by the necromancer that we just murdered.
You're
He
right.
he has a much higher chance of this. Now we've scared him onto the straight and narrow, but I would
well.
like for this to be a lot less of an issue.
Sure. I'm just
Darian
saying,
returns with his bacon. What's an issue?
Yeah. As you come back, if you're that worried about him, you might as well kill him.
Who are
No.
we killing now?
Don't worry about
Don't
it.
worry about it.
Because I do believe in second chances and sometimes third chances. But I also believe in cutting off potential avenues for problems.
Oh, you
Shit,
know
you're
what?
talking about me, aren't
You
you?
know what would actually stop this if we took a hand? It's really hard to cast spells with only one hand.
Yeah.
It
is
would take
I
longer to
I'm
learn.
too old for the necromantic boogaloo.
The what?
The Necromantic War Part 3 Electric Boogaloo.
Got it.
well, to be fair, the process of destroying a phylactery is much different than the process of creating it. In this particular case, I will require a bit of assistance to deactivate the traps that are protecting whatever's inside. Once we get to the interior layer, it's simply a matter of smashing it with a heavy object.
All right. I don't know if I necessarily trust your judgment entirely, given and just kind of just gestures around the entire dining hall and everyone who's sitting there looking incredibly shell-shocked.
Right.
But this is not my school, and I am not staying as soon as we're done with this, so I will leave this to your judgment. If we have to come back for another problem, then I am going to have an issue.
Is there like a school board here that should be notified that you had necromantic bullshit happening?
No, that
A
would
letter
be
home to
myself.
parents.
There will be a letter.
A singular letter.
You know, as a paying customer, I'm going to form the PTA all by myself.
This is a college.
You've got a kid here?
They still have
Who's your
parents,
kid?
unfortunately.
They also usually still have some sort of school board.
Uh,
Not a
my kid.
PTA.
No.
Well, it's going to be something.
Right.
Anyway,
I mean, you are going to be a guest
I
lecturer.
tell
so-
Darren Callie's my kid.
Well, Galley's not here.
Well, she'll
That's
be
what
here.
I just heard.
She
She's
will
sti-
be.
And she is still enrolled.
And guess what?
Oh.
She was protected more than you were.
So Darian looks at the headmaster. Do I get extra credit for helping?
No, you're lucky you're not expelled.
You're not the headmaster.
She's not incorrect in her assessment of the situation. If you assist,
Wait.
you will not be expelled.
If I don't,
You're gone.
okay.
All right. Well,
Salesman spirit. I can respect that. Always be selling.
Do I have
And-
to take classes with this guy?
Oh,
That's
yes.
an
Yes.
additional
His
punishment.
class is mandatory for all students.
Especially ones
I
who
could-
dealt with necromancy.
I don't know. Maybe leaving is a better option.
Not
That's
for your
fine.
life. It's
Whatever.
not for your life.
Let's
I can assure you that
let's
if
go
you
to the fire
leave,
room.
there will be consequences.
Okay.
Consequences will be quenced.
And
You know,
Well,
this-
well, there's the title of the episode.
Consequences.
yep. Write that down.
You know, this is actually not all that bad if you look at just like historically with liches, like the Lich Omnivore turned an entire skeleton into a phylactery. So like,
Ow.
That's pretty cool.
All right. Well, the headmaster will turn to you, Assault. Are you able to create holy water?
Not today, baby.
Jesus, all the 2024 and the 2014 spells are on top of each other, and I
Oh.
hate this. God, what is it? Ritual?
I think it's the ceremony spell.
Is it communion
thank
or
you.
some shit?
No, it's ceremony.
Oh, okay.
Wait, no. Yes. Bless water. You touch one vial of water and cause it to become holy water. I do not currently have that prepared, but I can commune with my goddess and see if she's willing to let me have that ready today.
Excellent. That
A
would
freebie.
be quite
freebie.
helpful.
All right, and Assault will go and sit in a corner, swinging by and grabbing another sweet treat on the way through because unicorns like sugar cubes.
All right.
And will sit in the corner, closing her eyes and reaching out to her goddess to ask if she can have a spell prepared that she didn't know she needed today.
I would like you to roll me a persuasion. And
Sweet.
because you have procured some sweetness, you can roll it with advantage.
Heck yeah. So even with advantage, that's a 12.
That's enough. You feel
All right.
the sort of warmth fill you, and while there are no words, you understand that you were successful.
All right. Her eyes still closed. She smiles and looks down at her now probably empty hands.
Yes. Your offering was accepted.
Hooray! All right, I will select that particular spell from my power level. I don't know how paladins and clerics choose spells precisely. It's not like a wizard thing, but anyway, come back to the group and nod at the headmaster. I'm good to go with that.
Excellent. I will go prepare the room. Darian, you know where it is.
Yeah.
When they are ready, you can lead them to the fire hall. We'll take the third door on the left.
Okay. Does Darian know if the third door on the left means anything significant?
There's nothing particularly significant about it. It is just likely the
third
one
door
that
on
is
the
not
left.
booked for another classroom today.
It's opposite the third door on the right.
It is.
So,
Yes.
Owen, you think I should get like wizard robes because I'm a lecturer?
No, I think you should get one of those weird octagonal hats they give to people who get higher degrees.
All right.
Although then you'd have to replace your lovely pom-pom deal.
Maybe I'll put the pom-pom on the tassel of the hat.
There you go.
Darian, do you know if there is powdered silver in a spell component area? I will need that. I don't usually carry that.
Oh, I have some of that.
course you do.
Shocking me, not at all.
Pull it out of the bag holding.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Sure, I'll take that and a large like quart container of water and start casting ceremony, which takes an hour to cast. Which is just
God.
about enough time for a bunch of old people to finish having breakfast.
Yep.
One goes and gets more oatmeal.
You know, we could marry a couple people real quick, and then we get like plus
What?
2 bonus AC. Like,
Who are we marrying? Hold up.
Does it have to be for love, or can it just be for legal reasons?
Oh, it doesn't have to be for love necessarily. It's just willing to be bonded together in marriage.
For how long?
until widowed, if I remember the spell correctly.
Until widowed.
For the next 7 days, each target gains a +2 bonus to AC while they're within 30 feet of each other. Sorry, I just had a siren go by.
Oh, I can hear it.
So I'm going to wait and say that again when there isn't a fucking siren.
A fucking siren? Sorry.
A fucking siren. Fuck, fuck, fuck.
Wee woo.
Amazing.
Wow. That was beautiful.
For the next 7 days, each target gains a +2 bonus to AC while they're within 30 feet of each other. A creature can benefit from this right again only if widowed.
Oh, lame. I was hoping we could just re-up it every...
I have heard of an adventuring party who had like the most intense polycule imaginable, specifically for the purpose of having it for like a month.
So that is the thing. It's over here like you fucked up if you divorce, guys. Doesn't matter. One of you has to die.
Well, I mean, if you get a good enough cleric and enough diamonds.
I mean,
I just looked at my character sheet. I have 3 cups of diamonds. Why? I don't know, but here we are.
Why is it measured in cups?
Right.
because you got it out of the wizard's like
Drawer.
spell component area and you scooped the cups.
It's like Legos.
or those pound of dice.
Yeah, pound of dice.
Exactly.
Oh, I love those.
Cup of dice.
I stick my hands in those every time I find them.
Yes. All right. Well, you do take the hour to complete the ceremony and create the holy water and finish another bowl or 2 of oatmeal, a few donuts, some bacon, all of the necessary components for the elderly breakfast. I'm sure there's some soft-boiled eggs in there, things like that. And
Who you
Darren,
call an elderly?
That's what
You're
I
not
eat
invited.
too. So
so Darian, you are then free to lead them across the campus to the fire hall.
It's over here. Come on.
And when you
Didn't you
get
see
there,
this on our tour?
There's Erasmus. He's behind a cup of cottage cheese. Every day he swears he's going to eat like the doctor says, and he will not. Like, just nope. Not happening.
so you arrive, you go to the 3rd door on the left, and the headmaster is there. And you can see that there are several different layers of sigils that are inlaid within the room. And anyone who has Arcana, you don't have to roll it, but if you have Arcana at all, you're aware that these sigils are very much protective and probably what keeps the room fairly flame-proof so that students can practice things like fireball and not destroy the entire campus. But you do see some additional writings on the floor in a circle around the center of the room. They are much newer. They are done in a black ink, and the headmaster is just finishing up one of the last symbols and closing the circle. Oh, good, you're here. Lovely. If you would all step into the circle, it's not going to hurt you at all. It is just to contain anything that comes out from this box.
Do we have to be in it or just put the box in it?
Well, for the final portion, one of you will have to be in it because you'll
Not
need to
me.
be close.
Oh, it's definitely gonna
Well,
be you.
no, not you. You are.
Exempt.
Well, I
I'm
was
not
going to
strong.
say.
Go ahead and say it. It's fine. I'm strong in my head, not in my
No, we
arms.
can't.
I
We
know.
can't trust you. That's what it really is.
Oh no, he's weak as shit.
Not in my head.
It will
No,
likely
No, but your
either
arms
be
are not useful at all.
It
I'm
it will likely
surprised that you
either
pulled your
be
books.
me or Owen or both.
But you're not gonna have all the fun. I will also step into the circle.
I don't know. I don't associate your daggers with heavy, but that'll do.
I have a
Rude.
spare sword.
Nice.
I also have a sword, you guys.
A
Bitch,
sword.
where?
Bitch, I have a bag of holding. What the fuck do you mean, which where? You don't know what is in this bag.
That's true. Nor do I want to.
The
That's true.
headmaster's-
I have yet to turn it upside down and shake it.
I wouldn't.
There's probably something living in there. It's true.
What? No.
Or dead.
Just something that doesn't need to breathe. It's fine.
The headmaster's been watching this and just sort of shakes his head a little. Right. And he will set down this wooden box in the center of the circle, and it's probably 8 inches by 10 inches, a little bit smaller than a sheet of letter-sized paper, and about 5 inches tall. And he'll set it down. Right. Well, I assume there's something else in there, but this box is quite trapped, both magically and, I would assume, mundanely as well. Would one of you like to attempt this?
Can I look at it and see if it's mundane trap first or magic trap first?
Okay. Roll me an investigation, please.
Because I've been dealing with this guy's magical bullshit traps for a while now. Since we entered the goddamn tower.
Yeah, you had a couple of those go off.
Just a wee bit. Is that investigation?
Yes.
Okay. Do. Ay. That is an 18.
Okay. Looking at it, you feel confident that as long as you don't open the box before both traps have been disabled, it doesn't matter which one you disable first. But
Right.
both must be disabled before you open it.
Okay, I will relay that back to the headmaster. And go, I will go ahead and do the mundane one, but do you have magical means to stop the other?
I can try.
You don't have dispel magic. Knowing what we were going to
Really?
do today.
I have dispel
You
magic.
don't have dispel magic.
Let me double check. I don't have his
What a
sheet up.
shitty
Oh.
ass headmaster.
You know,
It's okay.
there's a reason. There's
The
a
lich
reason
didn't
we
have
are.
counterspell.
The Lich did not have counterspell.
There's a reason we're in this situation now. I mean,
I
You're
think-
not wrong.
He's got
I think-
detect magic, lots of detect
Oh
magic.
my god.
I think
I-
that if I work it out,
Dispel
in the
magic is a
next few
third level
years-
spell if that helps. It's
Yeah, he does not have dispel magic.
Oh my god.
Yeah,
I
neither does
turned
Arian.
I turned to assault and go, if I disable the one, can you disable the other?
I can try, but this
Erasmus
is
looks like
also a
Owen.
very high level caster. So
You know,
I will.
I think I could be headmaster in a couple of years if I play my cards right.
I have no doubt this school needs a good restructuring.
A good man.
A good man.
Oh, they shouldn't have called me then.
Right.
Well,
Anyway,
I can certainly make the attempt.
Okay.
I have several attempts that I can make.
Okay.
I just make absolutely no guarantees because I remember the level of spells he was throwing at us.
that's fine. But I could at least get through the one. I will
Okay.
undo the one trap. I won't open the box though.
Okay, give me a sleight of hand, please.
Sleight of hand. That's 12, baby. 29.
You are able to undo the mundane lock. You are able to find just the tiniest little gap and slip your thieves' tools in there, and you hear a click and a whir, and then it goes silent.
Mm. Heard a click and a whirl.
A whirl?
Yeah. And I look at assault. Okay.
All right. I will do my
Do the
best
thing.
and do my thing. Uh, all right. I'm gonna make a spell attack against the level of the spell.
All right.
Let's see what happens. So that is plus 8. That is a 17.
My brain just short circuited, figuring out how do I what?
The DC equals 10 plus the spell's
10 plus
level.
the spell's
So
level.
so if it's a 7th level or lower, it
Yes,
worked.
It worked.
Cool.
And as you do it, you hear what sounds like the hiss of a match going out.
Oh.
That was going
We
to
all hear that?
explode.
Yes, we heard that. That was going to explode. Good job.
Good
Uh,
thing we're in the fire room.
Can I? I'm gonna have everybody kind of step back and edge it with my toe and see if I can kick it open.
Okay. As you kick it open, the top pops off, and inside is a much fancier box made of platinum inlaid with rubies on the lid.
That's what I saw. That's what he showed me before.
He showed it
he
to
didn't.
you.
He didn't show it. He had it, and I saw it.
Ah.
And when he saw that I saw it, he put it away. That's it.
All right then. Well,
Yeah, liches really don't like to show off their boxes.
no.
Ain't nothing worth seeing anyway.
Oh, well, this is
Uh,
rather nicely carved.
Is this box also trapped?
Go
is
ahead and
this the-
investigate it.
Or do we need to smash this one?
I think the phylactery is inside of that one. So
20.
You do not detect any traps on this.
Okay.
I'll look at the headmaster. Any magical traps?
Well, let me look.
It's gonna light up as magical anyway, right? It's a phylactery.
Well, yes, but there are different schools of magic, and so you can
Yes.
look at it and say, is this necromantic or?
And
Yeah,
he does reaches out and he closes his eyes and feels around. No. There's magic inside. And there's a bit of a glamour on this.
glamour on the box.
On the box.
I will bet everything that box is not actually platinum. It's just glamour to make it look like it is.
I mean, then what is it made out of? Can you do your thing again? Get rid of the glamour.
Probably, but is it worth using that spell slot?
What if it's made of like steel and we hit it with a hammer and it bounces off?
Are we not going to open it?
Okay, I kick it open.
Okay.
Slowly kicking this box around.
Darian is like moving towards the wall, the door.
It tumbles open as you kick it. It falls on its side. The lid falls off, and a fairly large ruby tumbles out of it.
Son of a bitch, another ruby.
And as you're looking at it, it's not the same as the ones that you'd seen before. The other ones that you'd seen before were fairly large, but they had an eye shape engraved on them. And if you'll recall, when you held them up, you could see through the others. This one is larger. It's about fist-sized, but it appears to be hollow inside. And as you look at it, there is a dark gray-black smoke swirling in the interior. And the headmaster steps up and says, right, let's not touch this yet. And he grabs not so much a bucket as like a trough, and sets it in the center of the circle and looks to you, Isolde, and says, would you mind filling this with the holy water, please?
Not in the least. I will also glance back to see where Darian is off to.
He's by the door, but like intrigued on what's going on. He was wanting to leave, but he wants to stay and see what the deal is. He's prairie dogging.
Darian,
Oh my God.
I would like you to roll me a survival, please.
Oh
I
no.
could do that.
I've always called that meerkatting. I also like prairie dogging.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's awesome. 4.
Heh.
You start
3 plus
moving
1.
towards this. It is
Like-
calling to you.
Okay.
And I would like
Does
everyone
no one
else to
notice
roll
this?
me.
Yeah.
Everyone else roll me a perception to see if you notice. And it's going to be DC 12.
Oh. Okay.
Right on the money.
All right.
28.
So it's
19.
clear that he is. It's not a fast movement, Darian, but you are stepping closer
Is it-
to it.
Clear that I'm doing it against my will.
Are you
Are
doing
you?
it against
Is
your
it
will?
against your will?
It is against his will.
Yeah.
And I think Nelitha rolled high enough to notice that.
I will step over to him and shove him against the wall and just hold him there.
I would like you to make me opposed strength checks, please.
How strong are you, wizard?
No, you're fulfilling his fantasy.
Why?
No, that's when she pins his hands above his head.
Oh, yeah, valid.
Okay.
Okay.
Grace.
4.
You know what? Sometimes that 1 point's all
But
you need.
also, I have that thing where I can't roll it below like a 10, so it's really an 11. So
Well,
But the
I
4's
actually
funnier.
rolled a 4, but I have a -1. So
Wow.
That's beautiful. Okay.
Welcome to D&D.
look,
Okay.
it's my head, not my arms that are strong.
So, Nelitha, you do manage to pin him against the wall.
I wonder if Nelitha should be making her strength roll against the box instead of against Darian.
The box is not calling to Nelitha. The box is calling to Darian.
who is a weak ass bitch?
I just kind of look over and says, man, Nelitha is really collecting them these days.
Yeah.
Seeing that
Like some
Darian
young.
is seeing that Darian is now collected, shall we say, I will go ahead and pour the holy water into the trough.
Right. If anyone has suggestions about how to get this thing into the water without touching it.
Can you wrap it in a cloak?
Owen pulls out 2 swords.
Yes!
Tries to pick it up.
Give me a dexterity check, Owen.
Oh no.
Okay.
I love everything about this.
12.
It's not graceful. Not in the least, but you managed to do it. You get it just scooped up on the tips of your 2 swords and drop it in with a splash. There's quite a bit of holy water on the ground around it now,
I made extra holy water for a reason.
but it is in there and it is covered in the holy water. Owen, you're close enough to see this. Isolde, are you still standing nearby?
Yes.
Erasmus, are you anywhere near this, or are you watching?
I'm watching it. I'm watching intently because
Okay.
this isn't the first time we've had to. I at least I don't think it's the first time Erasmus has had to do something like this.
Okay.
It's like, here we go again.
So, as the three of you are watching, the smoke inside seems to get more frantic.
Ooh, he angry.
And the headmaster looks to you and says, well, now that it is safely in the holy water, we simply need it to be struck and destroyed.
Well, Nelitha appears fairly busy over there at the moment, so Owen, will you join me?
Absolutely.
All right.
And I'll just for extra flair, I will draw my flame strike sword and speak the command word. We're in the fire room. Might as well use some fire.
Fantastic.
Darian yells out, "No, don't do it!"
Your opinion doesn't count, dead boy.
Please.
No.
The headmaster turns to you, Darian. Why?
There's something about it. I don't know. I want to go look at it.
Right. If you wouldn't mind.
Not in the least. Stab at it.
All right. I'll get both of you. You're both making attacks on it?
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
Go ahead and roll your attacks for me, please.
17.
22.
Those both definitely hit. Please roll your damage.
14 max damage.
Ooh.
So that is 14 plus 5, so 19. And why the hell not? I'll throw a third level smite on that.
Of course.
All right.
Does it get the extra D8 for being undead?
Yes.
Brilliant. So that is 5 D8s.
And Owen's just like, I helped.
So 19 plus 28 is 47.
Plus the 14 will take it over the 50 points. And with those two strikes, you manage to destroy this hollow ruby. And as it shatters under the water immediately turns an inky black and starts roiling and boiling and steaming. And after a few seconds, it stills and goes clear.
Darian sighs.
You no longer feel the pull.
Oh, that's weird.
That was a rather big sigh coming from you, little man.
Yeah. That's weird. I wanted to check it out, but I don't anymore.
Well,
There's nothing to check out.
Huh.
I will dispose of the remnants just in case.
I think that would be wise.
Yes. Well. Right. Thank you all for your substantial assistance throughout this whole process.
Substantial like extra credit, right?
No. You didn't
You're
get
not the
kicked out of
headmaster.
school.
You
Haven't
didn't get
you
kicked out of
already
the school.
had-
I don't know. You died. Are you still enrolled here?
You died twice.
3 times, wasn't it?
Thrice,
Times.
even.
Yeah. Oh, does that mean he has to start over? Freshman.
Maybe 4 times before the day is out.
Darian looks at the
Alright.
rest. Can I get extra credit in your class?
What did you learn here?
I learned don't mess with necromancy.
Oh, come the fuck on it. Give me a real answer.
Well, I was in the club yesterday and I learned not to do it anymore.
Right. But you were clearly walking towards it, so what did you learn just now?
I learned even if I don't want to go, some things will make me want to go. I didn't want to do it, really. There was something there.
All right, and how did that make you feel about the responsibility of your erstwhile party mates to restrain you?
Those are big words.
You're You're in university. I know what I paid. You better be learning good words.
It was easier in the other guy's class.
Oh, Erasmus was made for this.
It really was. Is Darian lying through any of this interaction?
That is an excellent question. I would let you roll perception, and Darian, you can roll performance or deception.
Perception or insight?
Insight, sorry, yes.
No, you're fine. I was just curious.
Where the fuck? Hold on. That is good for me, but here we go. Okay. 21.
11.
So, Darian,
I was performing
excellent. The headmaster looks at
because
you.
I learned my lesson.
The headmaster looks at you and looks at Erasmus and says, he has a very valid point. I would like an appropriate answer from you before you continue with your education at this institution. It can be in the form of a 1,000-word essay
Only
handed
1,000?
in to me
Oh, only
before
1,000?
1,000 words before lunch.
That is. What time is it now? Hold on.
It's probably 10 o'clock.
The good thing about lunch is it happens every day.
I don't think that's what he means.
And that was a knitting daddy joke.
Yep.
Not a Darian joke. Yeah, okay. I'm gonna go start on that right now. And starts walking towards the door.
Excellent.
So glad we destroyed that book.
Mm-hmm.
So there was a book.
Oh, there were
Yeah.
several books, but there was
There
one in
w-
particular.
Correct. One that he had his eyes on. I took it from him and I set it on fire.
I appreciate
Good.
that.
I didn't want to have to kill him for a fourth time.
It's
You
fun.
killed him 3 times?
Oh, I didn't.
Oh,
But he
oh,
died
alright.
from the one thing and then that thing
Well,
and
I
then that
know that he has
thing.
been getting on your nerves, so it honestly
Oh,
wouldn't have
yeah, no, I
surprised me if you
I
killed him 3
did.
times. But...
I did punch him. I did not
Oh.
murder him.
Oh,
I'm not gonna say that. That's a lie.
I was going to say, more to the point, Nelitha was traveling with me, and, well, the kid was getting on my nerves as well, but I try not to murder indiscriminately.
I appreciate that. We've had enough unfortunate murder of our students lately.
Yeah, I may be a criminal, but I'm not a dumbass.
All right. Well, again, I do thank you all for your great assistance in all of this. Mr. Fowler, Professor Fowler, I look forward to having you here going forward. And
Oh, are you staying, Erasmus, then?
I mean, just probably to do these lectures and take this guy's job. I mean, come on.
right.
Oh, so 10 years at the outside.
5.
All right. Well, I again extend my thanks. There are rooms available on campus this time, not off campus, where you will come back to chaos. You're welcome to stay for as long as you would like, and I will ensure that you have sufficient supplies and coin to get yourselves home or to wherever you travel next. And if you require any spell components, you are welcome to anything in the school's supplies. Within reason, of course. Please don't take it all. We do still have an entire magic school that needs materials.
Oh, that's true. How do you feel about a cup of diamonds?
I don't generally measure diamonds in cups.
I told
Well,
you it wasn't normal.
I didn't have anything else. I had a cup and I poured 3 cups of diamonds into the bag of holding.
Wait, you have 3 cups? Are you offering 3 cups of diamonds?
No, not 3 cup of diamonds, but I'll give you 1 cup of diamonds.
The school will certainly accept. Quite.
I need a building named after me.
Wait, you can just buy buildings?
For a cup of diamonds, yes, I will name a building after you.
Well, I'm about to have a whole city.
Amazing.
I-
I will want to discuss with you logistics of getting into the Feywild and back with your student, but we can have that conversation later.
Certainly,
I
we will make
will-
that happen.
Pull out a cup of diamonds.
Well, Erasmus not wanting to be undone. Outdone's like, well, if that gets me a building and like starts pouring out part of the dragon horde from the hole, like,
The headmaster's eyes are just wide. Right.
But you're renaming it the Foul Academy, yes?
Oh, I am not in a pissing contest with Erasmus. I just thought
No, you do not want to be. The
And I
horses don't
don't-
like it either.
I just
Yes!
thought that if they needed spell components, diamonds are part of that.
Absolutely, yes. And
Also, Erasmus, before we part ways, we should probably talk about splitting some of that before you go giving it all away.
well, I'm not giving it away. I'm getting my 15 buildings, right? 15, 17.
Gods above.
oh,
Funny thing is, I believe that there's already one building named after Fowler.
there is a Fowler building already, yes. But the Magrona Academy does now have a bit of a taint on the name because of the events here.
Taint.
It's a taint.
Ah, we're all 12-year-old boys.
So glad mine didn't actually pick up.
Did you say it too, DB, or
I
something else?
did. I was like the first. I did it, and then I heard E do it.
That wasn't me. That wasn't E. That was Owen.
Amazing.
That
Uh,
was me. Nelitha would never.
This is definitely the post adventure like adrenaline dump.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. But yes, we would certainly be open to a rebranding, perhaps, as the Fowler Academy.
All right. Yeah, how much you want of this? Before I go, getting stuff renamed and whatnot.
How much do you actually have? Do you know?
I took almost the whole damn thing, so
A lot.
Cool beans. I'm just gonna go arm scoops into the bag of holding. Like
if you remember, I put the hole down and I started shoving.
I
So-
do remember
There's a
that.
dining room set in there.
I don't need that. I'm just looking at a lot of gold and platinum.
I will assist in putting some of that into my bag of holding.
Yeah, I'll help
Because-
clean up too.
Yeah, since he's been dumping shit all over the fire room.
Oh, right. Well, you managed to redistribute your wealth quite handily. And there is still plenty left over to buy the entire academy and have it renamed. And
You know, Erasmus, I never saw you who do not care for wizards owning a wizard academy.
This is just irony and spite.
It's true.
Valid.
So anybody going back to Pennycross?
I mean, that's my retirement home, right? I'm out of retirement, but I'll retire back there. So yeah.
Okay.
I'll be back.
I will be heading that direction, but I need to dip into the Feywild first, and as you
Sure.
pointed out, it will be interesting, so I'm not going to ask you to wait for me.
Fair enough.
I think I will head back. I'm sure they need calming after the zombie invasion and the burning of the golden frog and
Honestly,
etc.
I
etc.
feel like they probably have had the calming because we haven't been there.
Oh, and it's okay to say I would like some quiet.
I would like some retirement.
Oh, well, we had that for years, and then we didn't.
I would like to return to my retirement.
Fair enough.
You'll get bored soon enough. I'll be waiting for you.
I
I'm
know
also-
where you live.
I'm also ready to go back to some retirement.
Yes, I don't know that Pennycross will be my final stop. I think it's time to go to my family. Make them
So-
deal with their mother and grandmother again.
Oh boy, give them hell.
Always.
Well, as our elderly adventurers make plans for their re retirement, we will depart and leave these lovely folks. We will have a few short wrap ups for each of them, but as a whole, our story is over. They have averted the Necromancer War 3 Electric Boogaloo. So, congratulations, all.
Yay. Thank you, Danny.
Thank you, Danny.
Thank
So
you.
much fun.
I'm very glad that we took the time to do this epilogue. Thank you so much for creating this and running it for us.
Yes.
Well, thank you for humoring me and playing old folks.
But also,
Hey, I'm not
This is-
playing.
I finally found some gray in my hair.
fuck off.
I apologize.
God damn it,
Got
Ren.
like 3 going on. Like
I've got like a
Oh,
patch of
oh!
gray going on. I'm very
All
happy
of
about
that.
this.
All of that. I have
it's
to cover that
I keep
shit up.
telling you, Deebs, it's distinguished.
I'm
Yes.
like, I'm gonna cover it up for a vampire. I'm not even. We are not going to LA with that.
Well, thank you, everyone. And please tune in for the next few weeks to see the last little wrap ups of everyone's stories. And
Also, Danny, hold
We-
on before we
Oh.
officially wrap up. Thank you.
Thank you.
You
Yes.
brought
Thank
this
you.
group together. Some of us newer knitters than others. Some of us been knitting
Hi.
forever.
Some of us who haven't played D&D since they were 12.
Correct.
We are so glad that we were able to drag you into this,
Yes.
Greg.
We are so
nice.
excited for whatever next story you want to tell with us. Because while this is so long for now, it is not goodbye.
absolutely
Exactly.
not. Thank you
Mm.
all for tuning
revoir.
in. Thank you all for playing. We will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.